Good afternoon. I would like to thank everyone for coming out so that we can announce an exciting new program to deal with the continued problem of trash in the city, Operation C.O.P.E. This is the first of hopefully many collaborative efforts of City Council and the administration working together on a solution to this trash problem. I would like to thank the Mayor, Chief Carter, the Codes Director Dave Patton, the Public Works Director Aaron Johnson, and all of my colleagues to form this committee in support of their efforts. Harrisburg, the capital city, has just undergone a fiscal recovery through the enactment of the Strong Plan. We were able to clean up over $500 million worth of debt. Like the Strong Plan, Operation C.O.P.E. will provide a permanent solution to clean up the city of Harrisburg. I applaud the efforts of the mayor and his effort in fighting blight and dealing with vacant, unoccupied structures. Operation C.O.P.E., however, will deal with occupied structures with residents, where real-life people every day create a nasty, trashy situation that others have to deal with. For the month of May, I have been taking and will continue to post a trash picture of the day. It is designed to bring awareness to the problem and give us an opportunity to talk about the solution. In the dictionary, the definition of C.O.P.E. is to face and deal with the responsibilities of problems or difficulties, especially success in a chain of an adequate manner. This is what we intend to do here. C.O.P.E. Clean up. It is up to every resident, whether they own or rent, to make a reasonable effort to keep their property in a clean and sanitary manner. Observe. O. Organize. Because we know our city, our strategy is to observe and to see who are the repeat offenders and organize a strategy to deal with them. P. Provide. The city has already provided free recycling bins to the residents, a solution for bulk trash pickup by allowing residents to dispose of one bulk item per week with their trash collection. City Council has started a trash drive collection, which we are trying to collect up over 2,000 trash cans to give to needy residents. More information on that program will be provided in future press conferences. We will also educate the public through public service announcements on Channel 20, flyers that will go out that we will get volunteers to distribute to the residents so that they know the sanitation rules. We will have press conferences such as this one to keep the public abreast as to our progress of Operation C.O.P.E. Get the changes of the trash ordinances to the city website so the public is aware of what is expected of them as a resident in the city of Harrisburg. And E, enforce. Enforcement is key. In order for us to provide a clean, sanitary neighborhoods, there has to be some accountability of the actions of the residents. The greatest tool in our enforcement arsenal is our solid waste educational enforcement technician. His primary job is to ticket sanitation violations. We are looking at simplifying the ticket process as simple as a parking ticket that will be affixed to the door of the residence. If it is not paid within a specific period of time, the fine will increase, a letter to the property owner will go out, and we will make sure that those fines are enforced by working with the District Justice Office so that everyone is on the same page. The specifics of the fine tickets will be issued have not been hashed out yet, and some changes for the penalties and fees for collections of the ordinance will have to be made. The important message to take from this is that there will be a fine attached for you leaving your trash all over the city. The most important thing you need to know about the enforcement piece is that the days of you throwing anything you want, any time that you want, any way that you want out for disposal in the city of Harrisburg are over. As Operation C.O.P.E. moves into committee, we will be discussing many items like, but not limited to, changing the minimum size of containers for apartment units, affixing a specific penalty for violation for collection and property maintenance, providing a timely enforcement system for sanitation ordinances, bringing awareness of sanitation ordinances, standardize the disposal and collection practices in the city, educate the residents of acceptable disposal material, Change the rental inspection so that it includes compliance with the city collection codes. Organize bi-weekly cleanups of alleys. Changing the property collection maintenance ordinance to reflect the property penalty amounts. And many more topics as to how we can work together to provide a clean, sanitary neighborhood for our residents. What the residents need to know now. It is every resident's responsibility to keep their property in a litter-free, sanitary condition. Whether you place your trash out, where you place your trash out for disposal is your responsibility. So go out and sweep it up and rake up those areas. In the summertime, rinse off those areas where your trash cans are and where you put them out for collection. Get in the habit of cleaning out your trash cans so they are free of insects and pests. Your trash belongs in a can. It is the responsibility of the residents to have adequate enough trash cans for their property. Placing trash out for collection in just bags is not acceptable. It draws rodents and other animals and creates a vector problem for your neighborhood. Now is the time, while we are refining the laws, to get your trash cans with lids. Your trash cans cannot be placed out for collection before the evening of the day of collection. Those residents that leave their trash cans in the alleys all the time need to get into practice of securing them in your yard. Not only are they an eyesore, but when the windstorm occurs, they become missiles, and the trash that is in them gets scattered all over the neighborhood. No one wants to look at your trash cans every day just because you're too lazy to put them back in your yard. City ordinances state that the sanitation workers will pick up for collection no more than 6 bags in a trash can and 1 bulk item and 1 recycling bin. Now is the time for the residents to get those free recycling bins while we still have them. Start separating and breaking down your trash so that you can get in compliance with the law. The days of people putting out for collection 20 to 30 bags of trash without cans are quickly coming to an end. And before I bring to an end, I want to bring one more important group of people that have too long since been ignored and will have a direct benefit of Operation C.O.P.E, our sanitation workers. As we stand here in the atrium of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King City Government Center, let us never forget that Dr. King lost his life while fighting for the rights of sanitation workers. The lack of enforcement of the collection ordinance has placed our workers in an environment where they are being treated like the trash that they collect. These are union employees of the city that go out every day and do a phenomenal job for us, and do a job that no one would like to do, and they do it every day, and the residents just pile mound after mound of trash up and expect them to pick it up. We need to show them that when we write laws, that no more than 6 bags in a trash can, 1 bulk item, or 1 recycling bin, we mean it. Otherwise, it's not only our residents that we're letting down by not enforcing the sanitation laws, it is our sanitation workers. I would like to thank them for I would like to personally thank them for the outstanding job that they do. Thank you for attending, and I will now allow any one of my colleagues opportunity for comment before I start taking questions. No comments. Any questions? Please.
Who's going to be the main, driver for enforcing these laws? Police or codes? Both?
Codes.
Codes. Mm-hmm. Considering that the city is currently in a hiring freeze due to its budget woes, I know 2 codes officers are put on hold at this point. How troubled is it to hear that you're trying to unveil this yet 2 codes officers, which could help, select these people, are still put on hold?
This particular position is actually in the sanitation budget. It was a position that was created by myself and the previous public works director to deal with just the sanitation codes. Once the hiring freeze is up, the mayor has assured me that he will make sure that this position is filled and that we will get it filled as quickly as possible.
So do you have anybody to enforce it at the moment?
Right now, the sanitation codes have not been enforced in the city of Harrisburg for as long as I can remember.
And when do you hope to have them enforced?
Well, in order to get them enforced, there's going to have to be some time frame. We're looking at maybe July, beginning of August, because there's some ordinances and things that have to be changed, and it has to go back into committee.
So from now until end of summer, though, people that throw trash probably can continue to do it without...
From now until the end of the summer, once the sanitation codes enforcement officer is hired, what they will be doing is will be going out and giving out warnings. So there will be an education piece going along with this. So it won't be just, oh, well, it's a free-for-all until we actually get the ordinances changed.
This is your warning, right?
This is our warning.
So the position you created, that's the Solid Waste Education Enforcement Technician?
That's correct.
And you created that with Mr. Johnson?
I created that with Mr. Hagridge.
Oh, okay.
What will the fine be if they don't, if they don't comply? Would it be a one-time thing?
It will be a repeat offense, just as if you have a parking ticket. If you park in a spot and you get a ticket, you come back the next week, you park in the same spot, you get the same ticket.
And how much would it be?
I can't discuss how much the fees will be because it hasn't gone into committee and hasn't been approved by council yet.
How widespread would you say this problem
But to answer the rest of that question, the fine will cost more than the trash can.
And how widespread is the trash problem? How would you describe
These
it?
pictures were taken this week.
Can you go into the detail, are you going to be citing the property owner, or are you going to be citing the tenant?
The ticket will be placed, be affixed to the property, and just like a parking ticket, when you get a parking ticket and say your child drives your vehicle and doesn't tell you to get a parking ticket, the follow-up ticket will go to the owner of the vehicle, and the same will be the follow-up ticket will go to the owner of the property.
Don't you think the DJs are going to wholesale dismiss those charges because it's not the responsibility of the property?
It is the ultimate responsibility of the property owner to make sure that their properties are clean and maintained and in a sanitary condition. Those are the ordinances, and those are actually under the rental inspection agreement. That is in the rental inspection agreement.
Are DJs enforcing that though, or are they citing property owners?
We will be talking with the district justices going forward, and I've already spoken with several of them that have given me their support, and we're looking to have a collaborative effort with the district justice to understand that without everyone working together, we cannot be successful.
Will this go through the housing court?
I'm not certain about it going through the housing court because it's just a sanitation fine, and the fines are going to be minimal. They're not going to be $2,000 to $3,000 fines.
Which district justices have you been speaking with?
I spoke with District Justice Jennings, I spoke with District Justice Bianca, and I spoke with District Justice Zozo.
So it would be given to the,
Excuse me, with your program about the raising the trash cans, you went out to the business community and asked for donations for trash cans.
That's correct.
I think you said Botswana did step up and donated, was it 5,000?
No, they donated 500 trash cans.
500 trash cans.
But I will have a press conference about the trash can drive next week. I don't want the residents to think that the city of Harrisburg is going to be providing them trash cans. It is up to every resident to provide their own trash can. The trash can drive is so that we can take care of the most needy of residents that can't afford to get one. And there's another piece that goes along with that, with personal responsibility.
Are those the trash cans that?
Those are some of the trash cans that Laxwana did donate to us.
What's the retail value of the trash can?
The average retail value of a trash can go on sale. I've seen them at Lowe's for $10 and as high as $15.88.
In that council meeting a couple weeks ago, when you did discuss this openly, you said that Botswana did step up. There were several entities, and I think you called it titans of the business community, that were refusing to participate in the program.
They were resistant. I'm getting more support as the days go along.
and to clarify, an apartment building owner or the tenants will be fined that leave the trash out?
The tenant, the ticket will be affixed to the door of the property. And the ultimate responsibility of paying any fines will always go back to the property owner.
And not the
because we
tenant.
do not have a rental registry, so we don't know who lives in those apartments.
How much thought have you given to the illegal dumping problem in relation to this? So what if somebody dumps trash on a property, it's listed with somebody out of state, it's a vacant or condemned property, what happens?
We actually do have a procedure for dealing with illegal dumping. We've actually, in the city, been able to reduce the amount of illegal dumping throughout the city. In the 2 years that I've been on council, we've, with the collaboration and the support of the county and the task force on illegal dumping, we don't see nowhere near as much of that, and that will have to be handled on a case-by-case situation. There are ordinances already on the books that are being enforced when dealing with illegal dumping. They actually go through the police bureau to deal with illegal dumping on vacant lots. But Operation C.O.P.E is dealing with residential properties where people put their trash out pretty much, as you can see, any way, any time of the day, and in any manner. So that's what Operation C.O.P.E is going to focus on.
And you're still working on the ordinance? This is exactly how it'll read.
It'll go into committee, the ordinances will come down, and they'll go into committee, and then we'll have a open discussion so that the public can be a part of the discussion, so that they'll know exactly what the fines, what the fees, what the structure will be, and my colleagues and I will all sit down and we'll come up with what's going to change and what needs to be changed, what doesn't need to be changed. And of course, all ordinances are signed by the mayor, so I've met with the mayor, he's on board with Operation Code. And again, this is, like I said, the first time that there's a collaborative effort between the council and the city administration to try to resolve a major problem.
Councilwoman Reed, can I ask a question?
Certainly.
Chief, with this enforcement now, this is going to be an additional burden on the police department. Let's say a property that was cited, it goes to court, there's a warrant of this arrest, now the police can get involved. Are you worried that your police force is going to be overtaxed or stretched thin with all the possibilities now?
No, because I'm collaborating with constables. These will be summary charges, and so I'm collaborating with the constables association to have some constables serve those warrants.
But they still have to work with you. They do bring the person into the booking center. It still is taxing on the administration and the police department itself.
When they bring the person in, they take them out to the new booking center, and they don't need the police to transport. They can transport their own prisoners. They take them out there to the booking places out there. And so there's no extra burden for us, actually.
That position one more time, so that's going to be in the Public Works department?
It's in the sanitation budget.
But I mean, which department does that
He's
position?
going to be working with both. It's not defined as he's only in sanitation. He's doing sanitation enforcement, but of course all codes go through public safety.
Okay.
This is what Gina and I were working on before she passed away. This is the delay in rolling out Operation C.O.P.E. When she passed away, we were working on, which was the first time that two separate chairs were working on a problem together, because codes is in public safety, sanitation's in public works, and to try to bring those two together to resolve a problem.
And it's one full-time position?
It is a full-time position.
What is the salary for that position?
$47,500. Don't quote me on that, but I just looked at it. I'm sorry. But it's in the sanitation budget.
Yeah, and then one more. You mentioned the sanitation workers. Is it? My understanding was.
46,000.
Start.
46,000.
46,000. My understanding was that the outsourcing of sanitation was still on the table in Act 47. Is that not true? Does the council not intend to pass?
We have not had we're not. This is not an opportunity to discuss whether or not we're going to privatize or not privatize sanitation. Operation C.O.P.E., whether we privatize sanitation or keep sanitation in-house, needs to go forward, because the health and welfare of our residents is the reason why we're rolling this out. Every resident deserves to live in a neighborhood that is free of trash and rodents and vector and in a sanitary condition. That is what Operation C.O.P.E. is going to focus on.
So this position, whether you privatize or not, would still be kept in-house?
That is positioned in the city's budget. If it needs to change in future legislation or future budgets, then we will have that conversation at that time.
And when are you hiring a position again? Did you say August?
We don't, as council, we don't hire anyone. It's up to the mayor's office and the public works director to hire. And once the mayor releases the hiring freeze, then they will put the position. It is a union position, so of course it will go to in-house persons first before it's announced to the public.
Well, you didn't expect them to come on until after the summer?
We expect them to be on before the end of the summer. Is there any further questions? Thank you very much for your time.